So welcome to the class, students, and today we are going to learn about one more kind of transistor, that is junction field effect transistor. Okay, in short it is also known as JFET. Okay, so in previous class we have seen about BJT. Okay, that is bipolar junction transistor. So in this class we will see another kind of a transistor, that is JFET. So JFET is acronym for junction field effect transistor. Okay. So see, there are different kinds of different transistor. Once again, in FET, that is field effect transistors, you are having different types of transistors like JFET, MOSFET, and once again within MOSFET you are having enhancement MOSFET, depletion MOSFET, and also you are having complementary metal oxide semiconductor CMOS FET. Okay, so there are different types of field effect transistors. In field effect transistors you are having different types of transistors like JFET, and JFET is one kind of transistor, and after JFET you are having, within FET you are having MOSFET, and within MOSFET there are two classifications. Okay, two types of MOSFETs, that is enhancement MOSFET and depletion MOSFET. And by using same MOSFET technology we are also having CMOS FET, that is complementary metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Okay. So we'll go through them, we'll discuss them in later sessions. As we progress through this chapter we'll discuss about each of these field effect transistors. So first let us discuss in detail about junction field effect transistor. Okay, so a junction field effect transistor is, in previous classes when we have discussed about BJT. So let us see what is the difference between a BJT and field effect transistor, and let us also see what is the construction of a field effect transistor and so on, characteristics and so on. Okay, so in a BJT it is a current controlled device. It is a current controlled device. So whatever your collector current will depend upon base currents. Your collector current will depend upon base current, that is IC is equals to beta IB. IC is equals to beta IB. Okay, so and in if you take any output equation in BJT, so the output current will always depend upon input current. So by changing the input current you can change the output current. Okay, but whereas your field effect transistor, it might be a JFET or it might be a MOSFET or CMOS FET, any FET, it is a, in any type of FET, they are voltage controlled devices. They are not current controlled devices, they are voltage controlled devices, and we will see in as we progress you will understand why it is a how voltage is controlling, the output. Okay, so here, see, generally your transistor will have three terminals. It might be a BJT or a field effect transistor. Both of them, transistor is a three terminal device. In a similar way, even your field effect transistor FET will also have a three terminals. Okay, so here those three terminals are, here in case of BJT, as you know, the three terminals are collector, base and emitter. Collector, base and emitter are the three terminals of a BJT. Whereas for your field effect transistor, drain, source and gate. Drain, source and gate are the three terminals. Okay, so here BJT is a bipolar device. That means both majority and minority carriers participate in the current conduction. In a bipolar junction transistor, both majority and minority charge carriers participate in current conduction. Okay, so that is both electrons and holes, either if it is NPN or PNP. Either it is NPN or PNP, both majority, if it is NPN, electrons will participate majority, but even holes will also participate. If it is PNP, holes and along with electrons act as charge carriers. But whereas in a field effect transistor. Field effect transistor is a unipolar device. Unipolar device means in this either it will only have one type of carriers. It will only have one type of carriers. It will not have minority carriers. It will not have any minority carriers, and minority carriers does not participate in the current conduction. So if it is a n-channel JFET, if it is a n-channel JFET, electrons participate in current conduction, and if it is a p-channel JFET, holes participate in current conduction. Okay, so that is the thing. So here, the name JFET. Okay, so let us see what is the meaning of JFET. Okay, so let see, as I said, in a FET means field effect transistor. FET means field effect transistor. Okay, so field is affecting. Okay, field is affecting. So how field is affecting? See, from I will you will learn about how the field is affecting, but I'll just give a description of it. In a field effect transistor, you will try to create electric field. You will try to create an electric field. This electric field is created due to applying of voltages. This electric field is created due to applying of voltages, and when this electric field is created, the created electric field in a field effect transistor due to biasing, the created electric field uh, in the FET due to biasing voltage will try to control the current. It will try to control the current, and hence the name is given as field effect transistor. Why you are calling it as field effect transistor means, so in a field effect transistor, whenever you apply biasing, in a field effect transistor, whenever you apply biasing, due to the biasing, electric field will be created in the device. Electric field will be created in the device, and this electric field will try to control the amount of current that is being generated by the device. Okay, the amount of current that is conducted by the device will be depending upon the electric field that is created within the device. So that is why it is known as field effect transistor. Okay, so there are many advantages of field effect transistors, and we will discuss them in the coming slides. So as I have said, FETs are two types. One is junction field effect transistor, and another thing is MOSFET, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Okay, so there are two types of FETs. One is junction field effect transistor JFET, and another thing is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, that is MOSFET. And once again, MOSFETs are two types: depletion MOSFET and enhancement MOSFET. Okay, so we will discuss them about in detail. Okay, so in this chapter we will only, in this session we'll try to discuss about JFET, and in the coming sessions we'll try to discuss about MOSFET and depletion MOSFET and enhancement MOSFET. Okay, so let us try to compare BJT and FET. Okay, so let us see these comparisons. Okay, so a BJT is a first point. A BJT has two types of carriers. As I said, in BJT you are having both electrons and holes. Both majority and minority carriers participate in current conduction. Okay, so that is the what are the based on the charge carriers. The difference between the FET and MOSFET is, in BJT you will have both electrons and holes, and they will be participating in current conduction. It might be a PNP or NPN BJT. Okay, whereas when it comes to FET, there is only one type of carrier in the there is only one type of carrier, that is either you will have electrons as the charge carriers or holes. You will not have both of them. Okay, so that is the thing. So BJT is a bipolar device, that means both electrons and holes, whereas A FET is a unipolar device. Unipolar device means only one type of charge carrier. Okay. So here in BJT you will have diffusion. Okay, you will have diffusion process. In this BJT you are having, through the base the charge carriers are moved by the process of diffusion. Okay, they'll move by the process of diffusion, whereas in fact they are moved, the carriers move due to drift velocity, drift voltage. Okay, so in BJT, whatever the minority carriers are there, their motion is due to the diffusion process. It is due to diffusion process. See, we have discussed about this diffusion process and drift process while we were discussing about PN junction diode, and also even in BJT I have explained about this too. Okay, whereas in FET you will only have drift process. There is no diffusion process. Okay, so that is the thing. Next, in BJT the switching speed is slow. Okay, a transistor, both FET and your BJT, both of them can be used for switching purpose. Switching means on and off. Okay, so it is the application of switching is profoundly found in logical or digital circuits. Okay, in digital circuits you will be using your transistor as a switch. Okay, so a BJT, the switching speed, okay, so the switching speed is nothing but on to off and off to on. Okay, how much time it takes. So if I turn from 0 to 1 at the output, how quickly there will be change in output. Okay, so that is known as switching speed. Okay, so if you are changing from 0 to 1 and after some 30 seconds the output changes. Okay, so that is the switching speed. So the switching speed is 30 seconds. If it takes only 10 seconds, so the switching speed is more. Okay, so in BJT the switching speed is less. Why the switching speed is less means it is having diffusion process. The diffusion process depends upon, it is independent of the applied voltage. It is not dependent on the applied voltage. It is an internal process. It takes place due to the concentration gradient. Okay, whereas in fact the switching speed is high. Why you are having high switching speed means you are only using drift process. Drift process depends upon the applied voltage, not on the concentration gradient. So that is the reason you are having a high switching speed in field effect transistor. Okay, next next here the BJT is not a thermally stable device. Okay, so why? Because as you keep on increasing the temperature, so the diffusion process increases, and the device becomes unstable. More number of carriers are generated, and when more number of carriers are generated, and as at the junctions you are having high electric field. Due to the high electric field, it will try to gain more kinetic energy, and due to all these factors, what happens, the avalanche effect occurs, and due to this avalanche effect, that results in the damage of the device. Okay, so it is not thermally stable. That means temperature, as you increase the temperature at the junctions or at the device, as you increase the temperature of the device, then it results in damage of the device. So BJT is not a thermally stable device. Okay, so whereas that means in BJT, due to temperature there is a chance of damage of a device, whereas in fact the current will be reduced as you increase the temperature. Okay, the current will be the current decreases as the temperature increases. That is due to the construction of the FET. That happens. Okay, so due to that you are having uh, some sort of protection to your device. Even if the temperature is increasing, the device will not be damaged. The device will not be damaged. Okay, so that is the advantage. Okay, so based upon thermal stability, if you compare the BJT and FET based on thermal stability, your BJT is more less stable, thermally stable. That is more chance of damage when the temperature is increasing. The BJT has more chance of damage, whereas FET, field effect transistor, there is less chance of damage. Next, in case of IC fabrication, the BJT requires more space than the FET. Okay. So in case of IC fabrication, the BJT requires more space. It requires more space compared to field effect transistor. Okay. Whereas in field effect transistor, it requires less space. It requires less space. So at audio frequencies, the BJT offers less power gain. At audio frequencies, the BJT offers less power gain. Whereas at audio frequencies, the FET offers greater power gain. Okay. So BJT is a current control device. So we have discussed this even at the start of this session itself. A BJT is a current controlled device. It is a current controlled device. That is the current input current will decide the output current, whereas FET is voltage controlled device. Okay, so the output current will depend upon the voltages. Okay. So by using the voltage, by applying the voltage, we can try to alter the output current. Okay. Next, BJT offers low input impedance. A BJT offers low input impedance, whereas a FET offers high input impedance. Okay, so once again, this is due to the construction. Based on the construction, this we are having this feature. Based on the construction, we are having this feature. So a FET uh, will give you high input impedance compared to a BJT. Okay, so as you are having high input impedance in FET, you can use a FET as a buffer. You will be using your field effect transistor as a buffer. Okay. Next comparison is BJT is much noisier than FET. Okay. In BJT you are having much noise, whereas FET is having less noise. Why you are having more noise in BJT means, in BJT you are using, there are two charge carriers, both electrons and holes participating the current conduction. Both electrons and holes participate in current conduction. But actually, whenever you are having both electrons and holes, whenever they are participating in current conduction, there is a phenomenon of generation of new carriers and a recombination of the carriers. Okay, so the carriers are generated and the carrier recombination occurs. And due to this, what happens? Okay, as the carriers are generated and when the carriers are generated and when the carriers are recombined, this will result in generation of noise. This will result in generation of noise. Whereas FET is less noisy. Why FET is less noisy means, in FET you are having only, FET is a unipolar device. As FET is a unipolar device, then there is no necessity, then there is a it does not and in this you are only having drift current. There is no diffusion current. Okay, so as you are not having any diffusion process, there is no noise involved in field effect transistor. So that is the reason FET is less noisy. Okay, next, in BJT you have a offset voltage. Okay, a BJT has a offset voltage. Offset voltage means, so there is certain threshold voltage. After that threshold voltage only your BJT can be considered as on. Okay, so even if your voltage is non-zero, even if your voltage is non-zero, even if your input voltage is non-zero, but it should cross certain threshold. It should cross certain threshold. If it crosses that certain threshold only, then only your BJT can be considered as in on state. It can be considered as it is in on state. Okay. But FET has no offset voltage. A field effect transistor, it does not have any offset voltage. It is so whenever you are supplying, whenever you are giving input voltage, whenever you are giving input voltage, you can immediately see you will have output current. You can immediately see you are having output current. So whenever you are having non-zero voltage, you will have some output. You will have output. So that is the case in FET. So but whereas in BJT, even if it is a non-zero voltage, the voltage should cross certain voltage level. The voltage should cross certain voltage level. Then only it can be considered as the. Then only your BJT will be in on state. Okay. So that is the thing. So due to that, you can say uh, as this is the case, you can say a BJT has a offset voltage, whereas a FET does not have any offset voltage. Okay. So next, BJT can be also used as a switch. It is taken to be off state. When it has to be taken to the off state, it has to taken to the cutoff, and when in on state, it is it has to be operated in saturation region. Okay, so these are the applications. Okay, so if you want to use a BJT as a switch, it can be it can be turned off when it is operated in cutoff region, and it can be turned on when it is operated in saturation region. Whereas your FET is used as a controlled switch. It can be operated in both conducting and non-conducting zones. Okay, so you can try to use it as a voltage regulator. Okay, so those are the applications of a kind of application as a switch. Okay, you can try to use as a voltage regulator, but in a transistor you can only use it as a on and off. You can use only for on and off. Okay, so this is about the differences or differences between or the comparisons of a BJT and FET. These are the comparisons of a BJT and FET. Okay. So let us see what are the advantages of FET over BJT. So we have seen a comparisons. So just let us summarize, and you are having a topic. Okay. So what are the advantages of FET over BJT? Okay. So in that perspective, so let us try to put the points which will show you what are the advantages of FET over BJT. So FET has high input impedance. It has high input impedance. That is the one of the advantages of FET. Next, it has better thermal stability. FET has better thermal stability. Next, uh, FET is smaller in size compared to BJT. FET is smaller in size compared to BJT. Okay. Next, FET can be fabricated in less steps compared to BJT. It can be fabricated in less steps compared to BJT. And less noise compared to less noise compared to BJT. There is a mistake here. It has to be BJT, but some sort of typing mistake. So FET has less noise compared to BJT. Okay. And I have also explained in the previous slide itself why it is less noisy, why FET is less noisy. So the thing is, it is a unipolar device. Due to that, it is less noisy. Next, higher switching speed. FET has higher switching speed. So as it has higher switching speed, it is used in realization of digital circuits. As field effect transistor has high switching speed, it is used to realize the digital circuits or digital logic circuits. So that is about advantages of FET over BJT. Now let us see what are the in coming slide. Let us see what is the advantage of what are the how your In next slide, we'll try to see what is the construction of JFET and what is the working of JFET. Okay, so this is the, in this slide you can say this is the construction of JFET. Okay, so how a JFET is constructed. Okay, so a JFET can be a P channel JFET or a N channel JFET. It can be a P channel JFET or a N channel JFET. Okay, so in this case, this is N channel JFET. This is known as N channel JFET. Okay, so first, in order to create an N channel JFET, okay, so first any semiconductor device, the fabrication will start from intrinsic semiconductor. We'll take intrinsic semiconductor and we'll try to dope it with impurities, and based upon our requirement we will dope with either N type of impurities or P type of impurities. Okay, and also sometimes there will be also difference in the uh, doping concentration. Sometimes you may use high doping concentration and sometimes you may require low doping concentration. Okay, so even that is possible. Okay, so here in construction, how do you construct a JFET? Okay, so a JFET is constructed. So for example, if you consider here this as a N channel JFET, if you consider this as an N channel JFET, so you will take you will take pure semiconductor bar. Okay, pure semiconductor bar means it is an intrinsic semiconductor bar. Okay, intrinsic semiconductor bar is taken. So for this is the intrinsic semiconductor bar. This is the intrinsic semiconductor bar. And if you want to construct N-channel JFET, okay, N-channel JFET, then this N-channel JFET, this semiconductor bar is doped with N type of impurities. So here you can see N type of channel, as he have given an N type of channel. It is nothing but this pure or intrinsic semiconductor bar is doped with N type of impurities or pentavalent impurities. When you dope it with pentavalent impurities, this becomes a N-type channel or N-type semiconductor. After doping it with N-type channel, next on the either side, okay, and the doping concentration of this N-type channel is medium. It is medium. So the concentration of doping of N type of impurities is pentavalent doping is medium. Okay, it is medium. So on the sides of this channel, on the either side, you will dope with trivalent impurities. On this semiconductor one, on this semiconductor bar, on the either side, you will dope it with trivalent impurities. You will dope it with trivalent impurity. So whenever you are doping with a trivalent impurity, it is nothing but you are creating a p-type material. You are creating a p-type material. When you are doping with a trivalent impurity, you are creating a trivalent, you are creating a p-type of semiconductor. Okay, you are trying to create a p-type of material. Okay, so here the doping concentration of trivalent impurities is very high. So here on the either side of the channel, on the either side of the semiconductor, whenever you are doping the trivalent impurity, the concentration gradient of the trivalent impurities is very high. The concentration gradient of the trivalent impurity is very high. Okay, so that is the thing. Now here you can see, so here this the wherever you are doping with the trivalent impurity, that is known as gate. That is known as gate. Okay, so uh, the sites at which you are doping with trivalent impurity, whenever you are doping with a trivalent impurity, so it is known as gate. It is known as gate of the FET. It is known as gate terminal. It is known as gate terminal. Now, to make electrical connections, here you will be using some metal. You will be using aluminum. Okay, on the two sides you will be using aluminum, and even at the gate terminals on the either side you will be using aluminum, and this two gate terminals are commonly connected. They are commonly, sometimes they are internally connected. Okay, so they will be connected, and then so both of them are controlled from a single point. Okay, the two gate terminals, here you are having one gate and here you are having one, so both of them are internally connected, and by using, and then you can be able to control the gate terminal. Okay, now let us see what are the different terminals present in a JFET. Okay, so in JFET you are having three terminals. Those three terminals are, here you can see S represents source, it represents source terminal, and D represents drain terminal. D is for drain, S is for source. Okay, and on the either end you are having gate. Okay, and even though you are having two gates, they are internally connected, and both of them are controlled from a single voltage. Both of them are controlled from a single voltage. So in JFET you are having source, drain, and gate. Okay, source is the, now let us see what are the, which are the input terminals, output terminals, and control terminals. Okay, so in JFET let us see what are the input terminals, output terminals, and what are the control terminals. Okay, so in JFET the electrons try to enter from source, they will enter into the channel, so this part is known as channel. Okay, this part is known as channel of the FET. Okay, so source is the point from which the charge carriers enter into this channel. Okay, now here the charge carriers are electrons. Why it is electrons means, in n channel FET the charge carriers are electrons. If it is a p channel FET, the charge carriers are holes. The charge carriers are holes. So as it is an n channel FET, the charge carriers are electrons. Okay, so from this terminal the electrons try to enter into the channel. The electrons try to enter into the channel, and from this terminal, from drain terminal, okay, they will leave the channel, drain. So the electrons enter, so whatever, if it is a n channel or p channel, the carriers enter into the channel through source terminal, and the carriers leave the channel through the drain terminal. The carriers leave the channel through the drain terminal. Okay, so that is the thing. Next we are having gate here. So this gate will try to control the channel width. It will try to control the channel width. By controlling the channel width, it will control the output current. By controlling the channel width, it will try to control the output current. Okay, so this is about JFET. This is about JFET. Okay. So let us we will discuss in detail how the gate is trying to control the channel, and okay, in what way the channel is controlled by gate. Okay, we'll discuss in detail, but this is just the uh, construction. This is just the construction. Okay, on the either on the different things, so here at the source, at the drain, at the gate, you will be using metallic contacts. You will be using metallic contacts, so that the metallic contacts will have outer external, these metallic contacts will have wires, some wires, and this wires, through these wires you will be able to apply the voltages. You will be able to apply input voltages, and you will be able to extract the output currents, okay, through this metallic wires. So for that you need to have this metal thread over this part. Okay, so that is the thing. So this is the if you are unable to follow what I have explained, you can once again go through this slide, so that you will be able to understand whatever the topics I have explained about the construction. Okay, So whatever the things I have explained about construction, if you are unable to follow, just as a recap, please once again go through this. Okay, so as I said, okay, so it is a n type of material. Okay, you are doping with n type of material to form n channel JFET, and then two p type of materials or p type of doping is done at the either side. Okay, and it will form a the trivalent doping is done at the sides of the channel. So due to that, it will form a p type of material. Okay, and these two p type of material are known as gate, and they are commonly connected to a single terminal. They are commonly connected to a common. They are connected to a common terminal known as gate. Okay. Now here you can see these are the symbols. Okay, so these are the symbols. Okay, n channel JFET and p channel JFET. N channel JFET and p channel JFET. Now here you can see, here the sign of arrow is very important. Okay, so if you take n channel JFET, so you can see the arrow is going at the gate terminal. So here this is drain, source and gate. It is drain, source and gate. Okay, now it is nothing but, so whenever you are applying positive voltage, at the p terminal, whenever you are applying positive voltage, so whenever the gate is forward biased, okay, whenever the gate is forward biased, the current will move into the gate. So at whenever gate, so for example, you consider this as n channel. Now whenever if I am applying positive voltage here, if I am applying positive voltage, what happens, the electrons will, sorry, I think it is, so whenever the gate is applied with a forward bias, the holes will try to move away. Okay, they will try to move away. Okay. So here the arrow is important, so you have to distinguish based on the arrow. So for n channel JFET you are having this symbol, and for p channel you are having this symbol. Okay, so please go through the once again, please look through the slide properly. So here, if you are applying a, as I have said, if you are applying a positive voltage here, so if you are trying to forward bias the gate terminal, that means generally in JFET I'll explain the working also. So if you are applying a positive bias, then what happens, whenever you are applying positive bias, the positive bias will repel the holes. It will repel the holes. So it is repelling the holes means holes will move away. Holes are whatever the, what is the direction of current, whenever the direction of current is always in the direction of holes. So if your holes are moving in this way, even the current will move in this way. So that is the reason you are having a arrow in this direction, so whenever the gate terminal is forward biased, so the direction of holes is away from the gate terminal. So that is why your arrow is into the device. Your arrow is, it represents the current. Okay, next, here always, whenever as I said, in an n channel, so suppose from source the carriers enter into the channel, and from the drain the carriers leave out of the channel. Okay, so when you are applying some, if you want the carriers, that is electrons, to enter into the channel, at the source you will apply negative voltage. So whenever you are applying negative voltage, due to the negative voltage, electrons here, okay, whatever the electrons are present, they will be repelled. They will be repelled into the channel and they will be leaving out of the drain. Okay? So the electrons will be moving from source to drain. The electron will be moving from source to drain. Whenever the electrons are moving from source to drain, the what is the direction of current? It is always opposite. The current will move from drain to source. The current will move from drain to source. So due to that, you are having id in this direction. The drain current is in this direction. So electrons are moving from source to drain. Electrons are moving from source to drain, and whereas the current will be moving from drain to source. id, the current id is nothing but drain current, and it will be moving from drain to source. So if you take a p channel, if you take a p channel JFET, if you take a p channel JFET, the construction is similar, but instead of n type of doping, you will have p type of doping. Here you will have a p channel, and on the sides you will have n type of impurities. On the sides you will have n type of impurities. Okay, so here you will be having n type of impurities, and in the middle you will have p type of doping. So once again, if you are forward biasing, if you are forward biasing a p channel JFET, so that means you will have n type of impurity and you will connect a negative voltage. So if you are connecting a negative voltage, electrons will be repelled. Electrons will be repelled. So if electrons are moving in this direction, what is the direction of current? Ig current. So the current, gate current, will be opposite to the flow of electrons. So here you are having, that is the reason here the arrow is in opposite direction. Here the arrow is in opposite direction. Okay, so next, similarly here you are having drain and source. Here you are having drain and source. So let us see why you are having drain current id is represented in the towards the terminal drain. The drain current is represented towards the terminal drain. Now suppose at the source end, if you are applying, so from source the charge carriers have to enter into the channel. From the source the charge carriers have to enter into the channel. Okay, and from the drain the charge carriers have to leave out of the channel. Okay, so for that purpose, at the source end you will be giving a positive, from the source side you will be giving a positive channel, a positive voltage. At the source end you will be giving a positive voltage, and at the drain end you will be giving a negative voltage. At the drain end you will be giving a negative voltage, and due to this what happens, the current will be moving from the holes. As it is a p channel, you will be having holes, not electrons. So whenever you are giving positive at source and negative at the drain, what happens is whatever the positive voltage applied at the source will repel the holes, will repel the holes, and this repelled holes will be collected by the drain as it is having negative voltage. So due to that what happens, the holes will be moving from source to drain. The holes will be moving from source to drain. When holes are moving from source to drain, that will result in current id. That will result in current id. When so holes are moving from source to drain, that will result in a current, and that current is represented by id. That current is represented by id, and the direction of current id is in the direction of drain. So when holes are moving in this direction, even the current generated by them is also in the same direction. Even the current generated by them is also in the same direction. So due to that, you are having here the symbol id in this way. Your id is in this way. Okay, so that is the reason. So you are having, uh, so this is about the symbol. Okay, and this is about the description of the symbol. So you just remember the symbol. Even I have explained you what is the, why you are having the this arrow symbols. Okay, what is the, why arrow is represented in this way, and for n channel JFET, and why this arrow is represented in this way for p channel JFET, have just explained. But so even it is just for your memory, so you can easily remember. Okay, based upon in what way you have to give the arrow, draw the arrow, you can just remember. But if you are not able to, if you don't want logic, I have explained the logic behind the arrows. If you just want to remember, please try to repeat these symbols as many times as possible. Okay, so that is it. And once again, within this J channel FET, you are also having depletion region. Okay, so here you can see you are having depletion region. Why you are having depletion region? Even though there is no voltage applied at the gate, you will have a depletion region, and the depletion region is more into the channel. It is more on the N side than the P side. If it is a N channel JFET, okay, so the depletion region is more, the depletion width, whatever the depletion width, the depletion region that has been created, it is more into the channel than the uh, what it is more into the channel than the P type of material. Why it is so? So we have also seen this phenomenon in BJT. Okay, so why? Because if the concentration gradient is more, the penetration of the uh, no charge carriers is less. Okay, if the concentration gradient is more, the depletion region penetration is less. So here, when compared to N and P material, the P material has high concentration gradient or high impurity density compared to N. So due to that, the uh, depletion region is more in the N channel, in the N side, compared to P side. Okay, so that is this is about construction of JFET. In the coming class, we will try to see what is the working of the JFET.